Imagine having the power to freeze time. What would you do? Yes, me too. I'd probably get into all sorts of mischief. Prepare yourself for an extraordinary journey filled with heartbreak, art, and some unexpected twists.
Hey folks, Maya here. Heads up, there are spoilers ahead, so grab your snacks and let's dive into today's story.
Ben Willis is a student at an art college and he has a beautiful girlfriend, Susie. But today, Susie breaks up with him and Ben is left heartbroken. He doesn't know how to comfort himself, thinking it's because he's too unromantic and boring. However, when he arrives at school the next day, he discovers that Susie has already started a new relationship. Ben is devastated. His buddy tries to comfort him, suggesting that the best cure for a broken heart is to enter a new relationship. He says women are possessive, and when Susie finds out Ben has a new girlfriend, she will definitely come back to him. But Ben can't move on. His mind is filled with thoughts of Susie. Back in the dorm, as he hears the sounds of passion from the next room, he becomes more regretful about his breakup. He calls Susie, asking her to get back together, but she turns him down, saying her new boyfriend is very nice and she hopes Ben won't bother her again. Ben is completely broken. Caught in the depths of sorrow, his mind is flooded with images of Susie. That night, Ben loses sleep. Ben can't sleep anymore, but even with extreme sleep deprivation, he is still in good spirits, eating and drinking well. This insomnia gives Ben 8 extra hours of spare time each day. He tries to pass the time by reading books, but Susie's figure still lingers in his mind, causing him great pain. He has to find something to relieve this pain and divert his attention. One day, while Ben is shopping at the supermarket, Sharon, the beautiful cashier, catches his attention. He not only notices her, but also finds a way to kill time by working the night shift at the supermarket. This way, he can see Sharon regularly and pass the boring 8 hours, like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Plus, he might even get over his ex-girlfriend this way. The supermarket manager is particularly satisfied with Ben because young men willing to work at night are rare. Without even thoroughly reading Ben's resume, the manager approves his application. Ben is now a nighttime employee at the supermarket. That day, he meets Sharon again in front of the locker, as she is in a hurry, running late. Sharon says hello to him, and a wonderful encounter ensues. However, what happens next makes Ben very unhappy. The manager catches Sharon being late, but instead of blaming her, he pats her on the hip slightly, telling her it's okay. Ben feels awfully upset when he sees this. He comes to the shelf and stares at the food scattered on the ground, lost in thought. It's not until the manager tells him to work that Ben returns to his senses. Although he has found a way to pass the time, boredom becomes the biggest enemy for these employees during the 8-hour night shift. Fortunately, everyone has their own methods to kill time. Sharon believes that the more one cares about time, the slower it goes, so she refuses to look at her watch, hoping time will fly quickly. The other 2 employees, Barry Brickman and Matt Stevens, are downright losers. They kill time by making dirty jokes or having scooter races in the supermarket, but only when the manager is away. The last person on the night shift schedule is the manager, whose way of passing time is simpler, teasing Sharon occasionally. Apparently, the greasy bald man has no clear idea of himself. While his colleagues have their own tricks for killing time, Ben has never been able to blend in. Suffering from insomnia for 2 more weeks, he finds it harder and harder to tell the difference between reality and illusion. One night, Ben is surprised to find that he has the superpower to freeze time, making people around him stand still like statues in a paused world. Ben can walk freely and carefully feel everything around him. Looking at the vibrant beauties in the supermarket, Ben's mischievous side emerges. He moves the manager in front of Barry and Matt, who are causing trouble, to trick them. Then, he strips all the beauty's clothes in the supermarket, not for anything dirty, but to take out his sketch pad and start drawing. Ben has been obsessed with the female mood since childhood, which is why he studies art. With his superpower to freeze time, Ben can finally appreciate the graceful figures in front of him and understand the concept of beauty at ease. There are no dirty thoughts in his mind, only respect for human bodies and art. After finishing his drawings, he carefully dresses the girls again. With a click of Ben's fingers, time resumes. Despite this, Ben is still unhappy. His buddy persuades him to visit Natalie, their neighbor, who has been offering sexual services to people nearby since she was a teenager. His buddy hopes that Ben can release his pent-up desire, but Ben is reluctant. That day, he meets Sharon again. Although he likes her very much, Ben only dares to see her from a distance and lacks the courage to ask her out. As a result of his hesitation, someone else takes action first. To Ben's dismay, Sharon agrees to date Matt. The next day, Matt tells Ben about the fascinating night he spent with Sharon. Ben reflects on his past relationships, including a female athlete, his biology teacher, and his classmate Green. Green had a cast on her left hand due to an accidental fracture, and when the plaster was removed, her arm was covered with long, dense hairs. Her classmates laughed at her, but Ben was the only one who approached and comforted her. They fell in love and started dating, but Ben ran away when Green wanted to kiss him. Later, Green transferred to another school and moved to America with her parents, which impacted Ben deeply. Despite being with Susie for a long time, their relationship didn't develop further. This time, his cowardice causes him to lose Sharon to a loser. Ben can only rely on pausing time again and again to depict every image of Susie. The more he thinks about it, the more frustrated he feels. But soon, luck favors him again. The manager organizes a football match with employees from different supermarkets, and Ben, the homebody, has to participate too. The manager wants to show off on the court. However, because of the different strengths of the two sides, Ben and his teammates are beaten 26-0 by the opponents. Despite this, the manager is still in high spirits and continues encouraging everyone. Since they've not been professionally trained, they're about to lose the last game. At this point, Ben uses his power to freeze time, but he doesn't intend to help the manager win the game and get the championship. Instead, he's thinking about how to create a chance to be alone with Sharon immediately. When he unfreezes time, the football suddenly falls and hits the manager in the face. The manager is rushed to the hospital, and Ben seizes the opportunity, asking Sharon if she would like a cup of coffee with him at the cafe. Ben inadvertently asks about Sharon's relationship with Matt. Sharon tells him they just went to see a movie, and that's all. Knowing this, Ben is elated. They talk about their lives and dreams. Sharon works the night shift to save for tuition and wants to learn Spanish and then travel to South America. She doesn't want to live wordlessly, which Ben agrees with wholeheartedly. As for his dream, it's very simple. He wants to be a painter capable of staging exhibitions. The more they talk, the better they get along with each other. After the date, Ben sends Sharon home. He wants to kiss her goodbye, but due to his inexperience, only kisses her on the cheek. Despite this, it's a good start. The next day, the manager announces that his birthday is coming soon and hopes everyone can come to his party. Sharon asks Ben if he would like to be her partner, and Ben happily agrees immediately. For the first time since the breakup, Ben has a genuinely good sleep. He is completely emerged from the impact of the breakup. It's not until a phone call wakes him up. The caller claims to be in charge of a gallery and, after seeing Ben's painting, would like to hold an exhibition for him. What Ben doesn't know is that the so-called person in charge is actually Matt in disguise. And it's just a prank. With both love and career going smoothly, Ben is particularly high-spirited. He picks up Sharon and they go to the party. But something embarrassing happens. His ex, Susie, is there too. It turns out that Susie's boyfriend, whom she's been with immediately after her breakup with Ben, is the manager's brother. Not only that, she also wants to make up with Ben and initiates a kiss. Sharon witnesses all this and turns away angrily. Ben wants to stop Sharon and explain to her by freezing time, but after 2 whole days of thinking, he hasn't figured out what to say. He goes to Sharon's house, but Sharon, like Susie, is hysterical and doesn't want to listen to his explanation at all. Without Sharon, Ben becomes depressed. His only consolation is the phone call from the gallery. He goes to the gallery, where the person in charge says he has never called him at all. But since Ben is already there, the person in charge would like to see Ben's work. After seeing Ben's paintings, the person in charge immediately decides to hold an exhibition for him. Sharon then receives an invitation from Ben when she arrives at the exhibition. She is surprised to find that all of Ben's paintings are about her. There is no need to explain anything at the moment because these paintings are the best proof of Ben's love for her. With snow drifting romantically outside, Ben freezes time again. He takes Sharon out of the gallery amidst the still snowflakes. The two kiss each other deeply. So that's it. If you enjoyed this movie, share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to check out the recommended movie on your screen right now. Watch it and join Mahi's movie recaps.